And hello, everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It.
I synced it.
Yes, it is a weekly podcast that focuses on all the movies, TV, and the entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev.
And how is everybody doing today? Yes, thank you. Far too kind. To climb. The whole year applause. Thank you. What's going on, Kevin, man? How are you doing on this this Memorial Day weekend? This
Memorial Day weekend.
Media dump of a weekend.
Media dump. A lot of stuff going on TV. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Last week we had a lot going on. We had MegaCon in Orlando. I know for Pat, this was like his probably like third or fourth time going to MegaCon. It was actually my first time, and it happened to be the biggest MegaCon they've ever had.
Yeah.
I was reading online that they had close to 150,000 people.
50, I thought it was 130. God damn. Oof.
It was packed. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like there were aisles that we refused to walk down because it was just so many people, and then we ended up having to just travel around the outskirts of the convention just to get around, which was interesting. We caught up with a lot of cosplayers that we know from South Florida, which was nice. We met some new faces, made some new connections, which was really great.
We put some faces to some old names that we know from online. Got to break bread with some people that we've never actually seen before. And once again, I'm gonna say, yo, what's up? We're back at it.
But it was good. I know a lot of people complained because one, obviously the overcrowdedness, but my thing is, it's like, of course you're gonna expect that, especially now that like COVID restrictions are basically non-existent.
Yeah, this is Florida. They've been non-existent for about a little over a year.
Yeah. But I know parking was a tough situation. There were people that were parking like miles away and had to walk over. A lot of shopping centers had signs on saying like, do not park here, or if you're here for more than 2 hours, we're going to tow your car or give you a ticket. My biggest thing was I do think they needed more staff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But to be honest, like, the line that was outside wasn't really representative of how smooth it was to get into the actual con. Like we saw like the post that was on Thursday, and they were showing like a line outside the door that was outside, and we found out that people just like to wait behind other people. That's all that was. Because to be honest, like there was no line to get inside the actual building. There was only a line to get your tickets and stuff like that. So people were just waiting behind people just because they just thought, they saw a line forming, so they just waited there. Because when we got there on Saturday, we saw there was a line, and we were thinking like, Jesus, it's going to take us a fucking long-ass time to get in there, and it's going to be fucking hot. But then we realized that the people who were just, who were behind, they were just walking in, and
like they formed their own line. It was the weirdest thing because we just walked right in. There was no line to get in.
To say something like that, like somebody needed to go out there and be like, "Yo, there's no line here. Just walk in. Just walk in." That's all they needed. And the line went in. That fake line wrapped around the fucking building.
Now there was one point. I don't know if you were standing next to me, Jonathan and I. We noticed. Or maybe you were the one that stood next to me. We noticed a police officer like rushing, trying to get through the crowd.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was some type of emergency. That cop must have like struggled to get through that crowd to wherever he was going. So I do think they needed to bump up the amount of security in there. And also I saw on TikTok, a lot of vendors got robbed.
Was it at the con that we went to?
Yeah, it was at MegaCon. They hashtagged MegaCon 2022 to those TikToks. A lot of vendors, basically what happened is like people would double team. They go up, one person goes up to the table, tries to distract the vendor. Meanwhile, the other person's like swiping stuff off at the table. This one vendor had, I think it was over $2,000 of merchandise stolen from their table, which is sad. It sucks that like, bro, this is supposed to be a fun event. These vendors, everybody, these are people that all like the same things that are coming together under one roof. Why would you do that? Why would you come all the way to an event like this just to do stupid shit like that? So I do think they need to bump up the security just a little bit. Now, the after parties We did go to the after party. That was the first night on Thursday, which was at Ice Bar. Which shout out to Ice Bar. You guys are doing a great thing over there. It was a lot of fun. It was on International Drive. There was a club within the club. So when you walk in, there was a nightclub, and then inside the nightclub, there was a more exclusive area where the entire bar is made out of ice. At first, I couldn't find any pictures online. The pictures that I found online were just pictures of the outside bar. When we got in, it really is like the bar itself, the stools, the seats, the cups, all made out of ice. Really cool. Bartenders were really fun. They all had a great personality. DJ played a lot of great music. And then we also saw a couple fun cosplayers that showed up dressed as Mr. Freeze, different generations of Mr. Freeze, which actually went perfectly with the theming. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. So we had MegaCon. That was a fun trip. We collaborated with Geekvised. There's a lot of great content coming from Geekvised. I know he's in the process of editing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of things premiering this past weekend.
Shout out to our people who we interviewed. Without you guys, we would not be having no content to put out there. So, once again, thank you. And Mass Mateo and Nashville Night, the GOATs. I don't know how you get a podcast going, but I think you guys should be getting one stat.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out that footage, check it out on our YouTube page and our Instagram page. Pat did an interview with Mass Mateo and Nashville Night years ago at MegaCon. It happened to be like our most viral video on TikTok. So this time we did a part 2 where Mass Mateo was dressed as Cyclops instead of Deadpool.
Summers.
And not only does he put on the costume well, but like he becomes the character.
Yeah.
And he was like this cocky Cyclops going against Batman, which was really funny. And it wasn't a Bruce Wayne Batman, it was the Thomas Wayne.
It was Thomas Wayne Batman. So this one, he carries guns, he got toolies, he drinks, he does the whole nines, you know what I mean? So it was fun. It's a sight to see.
It was really fun, and I think this may be a preview as to how packed Florida SuperCon is going to be. I think because last year we went to Florida SuperCon, I actually was kind of bored. It felt boring to me, but I think it was because the mask mandate was still required. Not as many people attended. I think I think MegaCon was a preview of like, guys, everything in Florida is open.
So should we dress out this year? Should we cosplay?
What do you want to dress up as? We did one time. We did Blockbuster employees.
Yeah, I got it. Well, we've been talking about this shit for a long time. You, me, Steve, Delgado, Skinner. What you call it, man? Oh my God, bro! It writes itself.
All right, so one of the biggest topics this week, obviously, Stranger Things just dropped. Stranger Things season 4. I binge watched it all last night. I didn't get any sleep. Pats, what are your thoughts so far on Stranger Things?
I watched 4 episodes because I was on a plane flight from California over here, and I still had like 2 hours to go on the plane, but I only downloaded 4 episodes, so I was a little upset. But those 4 episodes were fucking solid. What's your thoughts on the whole show for as of right now? Since you saw the whole thing, I want to know what's your thoughts on the show and who's your go-to crew that you like to see on screen, because that was a thing that was happening in season 1, season 2, season 3. Who's your go-to crew?
So far, I want to say this is up there with. I think this may be one of my favorite seasons. What I really loved is the fact that this one felt more horror than sci-fi, like the other episodes. This one really does have like that. I know that I read an article that they were heavily influenced by Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, the way he attacks his prey, and I definitely got that feeling from this one. The new villain Vecna feels like a combination of like Freddy Krueger and Pinhead from Hellraiser. I really love that. As far as the different plot lines, the main plot line with Dustin, Nancy Wheeler, Dustin's, Max, that main plot line I think was definitely my favorite because they're having fun. There's a mystery that they're trying to solve. So it was like Nancy Wheeler goes to the asylum to speak to this character that's played by the dude
Spoiler
that
alert
did
if you guys
Freddy
haven't seen the
Krueger.
show.
Oh yeah. And if you guys don't know by now, we spoil the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
So there was a mystery element which was fun because they're unraveling everything, and then there was comedic parts to it, and then there was the horror part. So it's like it had a little bit of everything. Meanwhile, you have the other subplot with Hopper. That one just felt more like a rescue mission. It was straight to the point. We need to get Hopper out of here. How do we do that? And then meanwhile, you have Mike and all of them in California. That one kind of threw me off because that one I had to keep reminding myself, like, oh wait, what are those guys working on again? I forgot. Like it was like they're trying to solve it from a different angle, but
they found out about it late, so they don't know what we know since we're in the town of what's the name?
Hawkins.
Hawkins. They don't know anything about that. All they know is that the monster has come back. 11 is gone. They need to stay in California. That's where they are.
Yeah, right? They're still in the dark as to exactly what the hell is happening in Hawkins.
But they know that they need to get there. That's their only thing. Their only mission is just, we need to get back to Hawkins because our friends need us, because they've dealt with the problem before. But now they have a new character who's involved, the pizza guy. I forgot his name.
Who is the same character in everything that he's in. He's always that guy.
I think that's just him. But I didn't know that people fuck with pineapple in the 80s, though. That whole pineapple rant that he went on, I was like, interesting.
It was California. California created that.
Yeah. Oh, I can see. Well, I thought Hawaiians created that whole...
Nah, but not on pizza.
Not on pizza.
Yeah, everybody knows, like, that's always been the ongoing joke with California. It's like they put pineapple on pizza. Yeah.
Shout outs to California for doing that. But yeah, the character Steve, I love the fact that his whole thing was that he didn't want to babysit because every season he's always babysitting the kids. But it's like, yo, man, you good with kids. You can't fight. You good with kids. And you always grab like obscure weapons for some fucking reason. Yeah. The fact that he grabbed that lamp was like, there was so many different weapons inside that room that he could have grabbed, but he grabbed the lamp so he can hit Lucas with, which was fucking hilarious. And what scene almost had me choked up? I think it was the scene where Max, when she was getting taken by Vecna, and you saw like she was basically listening to the music, and I thought that she was gonna like die still. And, she started recalling all of her memories with, like, all her friends and shit like that. I was like, damn, this shit is, like, it's really choking me up, man. Like, this is some deep shit for lack of a better emotion. I'm just going to say that shit. It's some deep shit. It was pretty dope.
I think the season's going to end with basically love versus evil. She was able to survive because she started remembering positive moments with her and her friends, and spoiler alert, there's a scene at the very last episode before the break. 11 is basically fighting against the villain. He tells her like, oh, if you really want to be powerful, you got to think about the thing that you hate the most, the thing that made you angry the most. That gives you your power. Instead, she thinks about the moment with her mom, and she ends up blasting the fucking thing into another dimension. So I think that the season is going to end with like a love versus evil thing. Like if you think of happy moments, you're going to be more powerful because that triumph.
And that is a little bit of Monsters Inc. for you.
Yeah, that's exactly what Monsters Inc. is. There was the children laughing was more powerful than the children screaming, and I think that's basically what the season's going to end with. One interesting thing is, okay, so we've seen Halloween season.
Yeah.
We've seen, this is now spring break. Mm-hmm. I forgot what was in season 1. I guess that was just like the regular school year or whatever.
It was Christmas. They had Christmas.
They did have Christmas?
That's why they had the Christmas lights.
Okay.
That's why the Christmas lights was used to use the alphabets, because she still had the Christmas lights up.
So, but then it was after Christmas. We haven't actually seen them celebrate Christmas.
We've never seen them celebrate.
So I think that might be something that they'll probably show in the next season. Is Christmas time, summer break.
Summer was last year.
Okay.
Because remember I forgot Max's
brother. The fireworks
brother,
and shit. Yeah.
Max's brother was working at the pool. He was working at the pool, and the fireworks. I think they covered all their bases, really. I mean, they covered all their bases, even with it when it came down to like bullying, like 1980s movies, bullies. They had the whole jocks versus geeks vibe in there, where the guy, what's that guy's name, Eddie, when I mean, for a guy who's into D&D, I've never seen somebody who's into D&D in high school jump on the table and fucking command a room like that. That is good on you, bro. Good on you. But he did that, and the jock was saying, "What do you say, you nerd?"